Start your camera. Mr. Freeman, start your camera. Who else is out there? All right. The parties who are here. Mr. Freeman, start your camera.
My camera doesn't work.
Well, you can't do this then if your camera doesn't work. Why aren't you in court? We can't have a hearing with your camera not working. So, Mr. Freeman, you got to unmute. I can't even hear you.
Zoom is having technical problems and the camera is not coming on.
All right. Keep working on that. I can't have a hearing with you without you fully here being able to be seen and heard without interruption. So, Mr. Freeman, are you working the problem or what is there?
Yeah,
No way to get around it?
Over it, the camera will not come on.
Okay, well, then we may have to reset your case for another day. But right now, I'm going to talk to the whole group here. Let's see. So, all right, we've got...
Yeah. Okay. Go! Will you hand me my screen box? Now go.
So I'm going to start with Mr. Freeman. We've got a difficulty there because you can't use your Zoom. Mr. Freeman, are you there?
Yeah, the camera's on.
I don't see anything. Do you have a light source on your face?
Yeah.
It's black. Do you have is there even just a mechanical slider? There, I'm starting to see an outline. So turn so the light is on your face. Somehow, is there a window? Is there a lamp? Something like that? All I see is an outline. It's getting a little bit better. You got a lamp there or a window? What do you got?
Best I can do.
Just overhead? Where's the light source?
This is the best I can do.
Is it an overhead light source?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, all right. This case 39074. So you're suing Citigroup. Let me put you under oath. You raise your right hand with me, Mr. Freeman. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at different screens. That's why I'm going back and forth. I am listening, but I have to look at the electronic court file here for the information I want to ask you about. So give me a moment. All right. So you live in California, correct?
Washington and California.
Okay. So what I'm trying to understand is if you're in the right place. I've got your certificate of service that was served by mail to Citigroup. Now, Citigroup has a mailbox here in Olympia, and that's all it is a mailbox. So,
and they have
let me understand what your issue is so I can determine if you're in the right place. So I don't have any, just looking at all your information, I don't know what your suit is about exactly, other than the notice. You say you're owed $3,400. So where did this happen?
Yeah, this happened in Thurston County, and they also have a physical location.
Can you tell me what happened so I can make that determination? What exactly happened?
Yeah, in Thurston County, my card was taken, and they refused to do anything about the fraudulent transactions in regards to my stolen card. And that's why I am.
Okay. Okay. So your card was stolen. So where did all that happen?
In Thurston County.
Okay. When did that happen?
This happened roughly 3 months ago.
So you're saying that on around March 1st, 2024 is what you've claimed?
3 months ago.
3 months ago would not be March 1st of 2024. That's what you claimed in your notice. Is there an amended notice or something, or did you mean some other time?
Yeah, it was, I don't remember exactly when, but it's been going on for a while. I've tried to deal with them and they won't do anything about it.
Okay, so 3 months ago, your what card? What are you talking about?
I have I had a bank account with them, and there's fraudulent transactions. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be proving my case now. I didn't expect to do this. I thought they were going to show up, and this was going to
Well,
go
they
to
didn't show
trial.
up. What I'm preliminarily. So tell me what happened. So 3 months ago, you were in Thurston County, Washington.
Correct. So do I have to prove my case during this hearing?
Well, if you want the court to consider if this is rightfully and fairly filed here, and if I should issue a default judgment, I guess I need to know first off, it doesn't look like, I mean, you say that you served him notice, but I can't figure out yet, without information from you, why you filed in this court and if I have the authority. Because Citibank is an international company. They have a mailbox here because they have to, by Secretary of State's rules, they have to have a mailbox here so they can be served with lawsuits for actions that may have occurred here in Thurston County. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out, make sure that I have the authority to even hear this case. So I need information from you, and that's why I'm asking you these questions. So tell me about that issue. So you say 3 months ago, so that would have been when? December?
No, it had to be way longer than that.
Pardon?
I'm gonna ballpark for the summertime.
Okay. So, all right. Summertime, you were where and what happened?
Yeah, I was in Olympia, and my card was stolen. I had to file a police report about it, and I went to a local branch to file a claim about it. They did nothing about it. They never. They refused to even contact me back in regards to it. And by federal law, they were required to investigate the fraud and reimburse the customer, and they did absolutely nothing.
Well, I got no evidence. I will continue the case here because you say you were in Thurston County when it was stolen, but I can't give you a default judgment without far more information than what you're giving me. So what I'll do is reset the matter and give you a chance to reserve Citibank so they can be here. You can file your documents to show all of this that'll support this. So I'm going to need to see ownership of an account, need to see probably that police report, need to see information that says that in fact, the contract you have with them, there's a lot of information. And if you've got service on them, why don't you talk to them? You've already paid for Dispute Resolution Center services. You might want to even see if Dispute Resolution Center can help you with this because you've already paid for their services. But I'm going to reset and give you that chance. Now you will have to reserve Citigroup and get a registered agent served. And that registered agent can be found through the Secretary of State website. Make sure you serve that person. Pardon?
They were served properly. I paid money to get them served.
Well, I can't determine that today from what you filed. Don't have enough evidence, but I will give you another opportunity to do this if you'd like. So do you want me to set another court date or just end it today? I guess that's the question.
Okay, but they were served properly. I provided this.
No, I don't find that there's legal service at this stage. I will allow this to continue in Thurston County. I see from what you've told me that it would be properly here, but I don't see a registered agent that has been served. And I need to see that. So you go to the Secretary of State of Washington's website.
That's what I did.
Citibank has a registered agent.
I'm aware of that. It was on that form.
Yep. So do you want me to set another hearing or not, Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Okay. And then, Mr. Freeman, you've got to have a better Zoom connection. We're not going to go through a trial with me not being able to see you. So okay, work that out between now and the next hearing.
Why does that even matter?
Mr. Freeman, those are the court rules.
No, you will
follow the
it's not
court
law.
rules.
It's not law. No, policy
It
is
is
not
in
law. You're a
fact, and I'm
terrible
not going to
judge. No,
argue
it's
with
not.
you about what the
Terrible
Supreme Court
judge.
tells
You're
me
a
I have to
terrible
do.
judge.
So
You're a
if you
terrible
want to
judge.
go forward, you will follow the court rules in Thurston County and
No,
Washington.
it's policy. It's not law.
Well,
You're a
Mr.
terrible
Freeman,
judge.
I'm not going to set you another hearing if you will not follow the court rules. You're either here or you're on a Zoom connection that we can see and hear you.
Things complicated for no reason.
Mr. Freeman, I'm going to end this hearing, and I'm not setting another hearing. I find you did not file notice. You can decide if you're going to follow the court rules, then we can do that.
I am following court law.
So I'm dismissing your claim,
law.
Mr. Freeman, because you will not follow court rules in the future.
Bitch, fuck you.
So, Mr. Freeman, your claim is dismissed. Don Mills, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Ms. Rodriguez, are you related in some way to Joel Espinosa?
Yeah, that's my son.
Okay. And this suit is against Steve Fulton, and it's 10-10, and Mr. Fulton's not appeared. I see from, there it is. There's some, let's see. We had South Sound private investigators served notice. I think that was it. Let me just re-review everything I've got here. Where was that notice? Yeah, it was Jeremy Pulowski, who's a local investigator here. Served notice, personal service for today's date on Elki Street on Steve Fulton. And well, need folks to mute if you're not. All right, so Mr. Rodriguez is who I'm talking about. So my trouble is that Mr. Espinosa is not here, but Don Mills is here, and that's his wife, but you're not a named party in the case, Ms. Mills. So I can certainly talk with Ms. Rodriguez here. And Dan Cartwright was taken off of this case. So I see service, and I can make a finding that Mr. Fulton decided not to be here. He was given notice for 9 o'clock. And then I look through all of the evidence here. So Ms. Rodriguez, let me put you under oath. Raise your right hand with me. So Ms. Rodriguez, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. So you're claiming that Steve Fulton owes you about $7,000 for the 2 dogs. I guess my big question here after looking through all this information is, where in all this information is it that Steve Fulton stole your dogs?
He was talking to my landlord. My landlord was trying to get the dogs back, and there's proof that he did have the dogs.
Who's your landlord?
Ron.
That's Ron who?
Ron
Where in the evidence that you filed shows me all this? Yeah, there's pages and pages and pages of some discussion, but I need you to narrow it in for me.
The last 3 pages, it was a conversation between Stephen and Ron.
And where was this conversation had? It's all electronic?
Yes.
What?
And then there's a picture too that
Oh, wait, slow down. I'm still trying to look at this conversation. So between Ron McCune and who?
And Stephen.
I don't see that name on here, on what you filed in your exhibits. I'm looking through it all. Where else should I look? I've got Facebook post, text chain. Is that the one, the text chain?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you know who Steve Fulton is? I mean, other than this, trying to narrow that in. How do you know that this is the person?
Because he was notified through Facebook, and my landlord ended up finding out he was having the conversation with him.
Have you ever had a conversation with Steve Fulton?
No.
Okay. Have you ever all right, so I've got these text messages between apparently your landlord, Ron McCune, and Steve Fulton. What evidence that you filed here shows me that Steve Fulton took your dogs and has been intentionally depriving you of them.
Wow, there's a picture there
Okay.
and the paperwork that he's in.
Where though? The Facebook or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the fourth page, and it's a picture of him with the dog and his wife too.
So I see a conversation, Gina Capolino McCune and Marissa Sigma, and a very small picture with a face of someone, looks like it's over the head of a dog with big ears, and then two little children. Is that the picture you're talking about?
Yeah, there's a is this one right here?
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's
What is
Steven. That's
How
Steven
do we,
and that's
okay. How do you know that?
because it's a conversation. He's the one that posted that in Facebook. And he's the one that said that he got the dogs and he gave one to Dan.
Dan who? To Dan McCune?
Yeah.
McCune. Who's Dan?
I guess that's one of his friends.
Okay. So these dogs, tell me what happened with the puppies. They got out? Was that it? What happened?
Well, I went to church about 11 o'clock. And when I came back, the dogs were not here. And my son was here, but he was inside the house. And I have a big yard gated and everything. So I told him, like, what happened to the dogs? He was like, Mom, I've been looking for them to feed them and they're not here. And I was just like, so what happened? And he like, I don't know what happened. So.
Okay. And so that was somewhere around September 16th of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And so you go to church and these two puppies are where?
They were in my backyard.
All right, in a fenced backyard. And then you come back from church. You said you left about 11 o'clock. You got back when?
About 5, because I went to run some errands after church. And I came back about 5 and I didn't see my dogs. And it was kind of dark already. And, I was like, okay, they're probably under the house or something. And when I woke up about 8 o'clock, I went looking for them. And I even went to my neighbors to see if he's seen them. And he said, no, haven't seen them. So I called my landlord and I told him, like, my dogs are missing. And he's the one that helped me get on Facebook and lost and found dogs and all these things. And he ended up finding out who had them.
All right. Do I have any statements from your landlord other than these texts that you filed? Looking at all of the things you filed, and I'm wanting you to direct me because there's a lot.
Because he's trying to log in, but I guess he's.
Well, why don't I come back to you, because I think it's going to be important for me to hear from the Mr. McCune. Because what's filed is not getting me there. So I'll come back to you. I'm going to take up a different matter. So just mute and I'll be right back to you and hope that Mr. McCune can come in, because right now I can't issue a default judgment with what you've provided. So I'll come back to you. All right, let's see, back to Ms. Rodriguez. And all right, we're taking back up 37973. And I see that you've got Mr. Ron McCune here. If you could unmute. All right. Let me get my documents back up here. We can see if there's enough here. I do see that service was had. The issue is the facts behind this, if there's sufficient evidence under the law for me to issue any kind of judgment on your behalf, Ms. Rodriguez. So, Mr. McCune, let me put you under oath. So raise your right hand with me. Mr. McCune, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. So how do you know Ms. Rodriguez?
Miss Rodriguez and her family rent a home from us.
Okay. So you've known each other for how long?
Iris, remind me, a year and a half, probably,
Yes.
maybe longer.
Okay. So, Ms. Rodriguez, I've already put you under oath, but I do see that you've got documents here from June of 2024 that shows that you purchased two French Bulldog puppies totaling $7,000. So you did spend $7,000 for these two puppies?
Yes. And the trip
Right.
to pick them up.
All right. And then, so my question here, I understand from the history of events, and I'm looking back to the statement here that was filed. Let me get that up. So I have some questions. So Ms. Rodriguez, you're saying that a lady found the puppies, took them to PetSmart. They weren't chipped. She ran into Steve Fulton, who bought them for $100. Is that what you understand happened?
That's what they're saying. Yes.
Who's they?
Steven,
Okay. Who's the lady?
I don't know.
We
Okay.
never could find out.
All right. So, Mr. McCune, is this what you found out? Is this information from you?
Yeah, well, Steve Fulton made a post on Facebook about this, and my wife got on a Facebook group about lost animals in Thurston County and figured this all out. But I actually talked to Steve on the phone. He doesn't deny he has the puppies, or he had, I'm assuming he still does, but his stance was, according to him, they weren't being taken care of, so he wasn't going to return them. And that's all I captured a text message chain between he and I.
Yep. And I looked at that.
Okay.
All right. And I do remember having an opinion about that. And I've looked through all of it. So, all right, this is the problem I'm having, Ms. Rodriguez. The law, he purchased these dogs from someone for about $100 some, and he does boast about the fact that, wow, look, can't believe I do French Bulldogs for $100. We'll see what the vet bills are. I don't know who this lady is. I don't know how they left your property. Maybe they got out on their own. Maybe the lady went in and got them. Maybe another party went in and got them. Problem is, there's these gaps that I can't fill in. And the information I have here is that this Steve Fulton, who still really don't have a whole lot of information about whether that's really the person we're dealing with, but he's been served, that he did purchase these two dogs from someone. And so he's a bona fide purchaser. And under the law, I can't find that he owes anything to you. There's a couple of steps back. But without further evidence, I can't issue a default, and I can't, and small claims can't even have dogs returned. So if that's what you're looking for, you would have to file a civil lawsuit and provide far greater proof. All small claims could do, if I had enough proof, was to grant a money judgment. The dogs would still not be returned, even if I could, but I can't. The law says that if he's a bona fide purchaser for value, and that's it, he has them. It may not be right morally, but legally, he doesn't owe you anything. So your claim is dismissed, but it's really unsatisfying, but it's kind of the way the law is written. And sometimes the law isn't the way we want it. So without further evidence, if there's further evidence, if you can backtrack it to, and I don't know if you can, but this lady at PetSmart is kind of where it starts. I don't know what that's about. And backtracking, if there's someone you may want to, this would I see that you've contacted law enforcement, but they found the same thing. If they've got someone here that they got proof that purchased some puppies for $100, they're about bona fide purchasers, so criminal action can't lay. So that's it for today. I'm sorry, Ms. Rodriguez, and I don't know what else to tell you to go forward.
Judge, what further evidence would you need? Or
Well,
what sort of
like
evidence?
I said, what evidence it is this man has the puppies and he paid money for them. He paid value for them from some unknown person. I don't know what happened before then. Maybe that's helpful. Maybe it's not to get there, but Mr. Fulton. So I don't know who took or found, and if someone found these puppies, that's abandoned property. I hate to talk about puppies as property, but the law looks at them that way. And I know they're family members. We all know our pets are dear to our hearts, but the law looks at them as property. So if someone found them, they would be abandoned potentially. They have to go through, or if they took them, then that's a whole other story, and that might be a crime and also a civil suit. But don't know. There just isn't the evidence. So, yeah, I'm sorry. So, your claim as you filed it is dismissed, and the case ends here. So that's all for today, Ms. Rodriguez. And thanks, Mr. McCune, for taking the time.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. Today is an absolute interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're going to start bringing people in person. We're going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
No, Miss Reed, at the end of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.